our universe. How did it begin? When did it begin? Where did it begin? Did it even begin, or has it always been there? Will it end, or will it always be there? We have been trying to answer these questions for a long time. Einstein, you know Einstein. Einstein said, look, guys, the universe is not going to stay like that. My equations that I just figured out say that universe won't be staying like this. It's either expanding or it's contracting. Hubble, Edwin Hubble, you must have heard of the Hubble Space Telescope. It was named after him. He figured out that all the distant objects in the universe, all the galaxies and nebulae, they are kind of shifted to the red side of spectrum, meaning they are all kind of red looking. They are emitting light which is more red than normal. Now you've noticed cars coming towards you and then going away. Meow. Right? You know that sound? Meow. When it's coming towards you, it has a high pitch. When it's going away, it has a low pitch. So when the car is coming towards you, imagine if instead of the sound, it's throwing some balls towards you. Every second, one ball is being thrown from the car, but the car is moving towards you. You will receive those balls quicker, as in the difference between the times of two consecutive balls would be less than 1 second because the car is moving towards you. But if the car is going away from you, the time is gonna be longer. The time is going to stretch out. Same happens with the sound waves. When it's coming towards you, it compresses. And it's compressing, smaller wavelength, higher frequency, higher pitch. And when it passes you, all of a sudden it's opposite. It's longer wavelength, lower frequency, lower pitch. So if you don't know whether the car is moving towards you or away from you, you can tell by the frequency of the balls that you're catching. Similarly, in case of galaxies and nebulae, the balls that they're throwing are called light. And if we check the frequency of that light, we'll see that it's a longer wavelength, lower frequency, which means it's going away from us and it looks red. It's red shifted. At that time, scientists figured out, wow, the universe is expanding. Everywhere. Wait, everywhere we look, it's expanding. How do you explain that? Two theories came up. One said things expand and then there is empty space. And what happens is new matter emerges in that empty space and fills up the space with more matter, more galaxies, and then those expand and new matter comes up there, and then that expands and new matter comes up there, and then that expands, more empty space, more matter emerges, that expands, more empty space, more matter emerges, and it has been going on forever. There is no beginning. The second group said, no, there is no creation of matter or anything like that. Well, you know what happened was all of the matter was in at this one tiny point. That point was really hot and really dense, and then it expanded with the extreme force, and we are still in that expansion phase of the universe. For 30 years, this argument carried on. The first theory was called the steady state theory, which means the universe is kind of in a steady state. The second theory was called the Big Bang theory. It was actually named the Big Bang theory by the people who liked the steady state theory because they wanted to make fun of it. They were like, look at these idiots believing in a Big Bang. They didn't literally say that, but both these theories explained what was happening. It was not complete, but they explain nicely. You might not know this about science, but a lot of discoveries that happen in science are a result of just sheer accidents. You try to do something and you figure something else out. That's exactly what happened in 1964 with Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson, who were trying to set up a microwave receiver that had to detect really faint signals coming from the Echo balloon satellites. Since these signals were really faint, the receiver had to be really accurate, so they had to remove all the noise, and they managed to reduce the noise coming from radar and radio transmissions, and they reduced the temperature of the receiver to minus 269 degrees Celsius, just 4 degrees above absolute zero, so that no disturbances come out of the receiver itself. But even after all that, they realized that the noise that they were noticing in their equipment was 100 times more than expected. No matter where they pointed the receiver in the sky, there was a noise. They were confused. What is going on? They had no choice but to eliminate all possibilities and realize that this noise was actually coming from outside the galaxy. 3 researchers working at Princeton University, actually 60 kilometers away from these guys, were working on predicting what would actually happen if Big Bang were true mathematically. And they realized that along with a lot of matter that comes out of the Big Bang, a lot of radiation would also come out. And since this happened quite a long time ago, literally at the start of time itself, and since the universe expanded quite quickly after that, all that radiation would be severely redshifted. So much so that it won't even be at the infrared spectrum, it would be all the way down to microwaves. Exactly what Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson saw. These two groups met, and the first group showed the findings to the second group, and they realized quite quickly that what they were looking at in those receivers was actually the birth of the universe. That was the smoking gun which showed that Big Bang was true, and that was a death blow to the steady state theory, because there was no way steady state theory could predict something like that. So a beautiful theory, the steady state theory, died down. I am again and again trying to emphasize on the fact that the steady state theory was a good theory, because it was a good theory that explained things nicely. It was wrong, that's beside the point, but it was good. And we should celebrate those good things which are wrong in science, because the way science is done, it cannot be right all the time. You have to be wrong. And it's very important to emphasize that in popular culture of science. So here it is. If you like such videos, like, subscribe, comment and share. That covers everything. Yeah, like system cover. Yeah. And we have a new channel on Twitch where we do some live streaming. Check it out below in the description. And see you next time. Sayonara.